Hello, it's Lumi again, and today I'm going to show you how to designate targets for the gunner on CV9013. Now, CV9013 doesn't have the similar hunter-killer ability as some other vehicles have. The Commander doesn't have independent sights, but instead Commander sights are all uh, aligned with the gun, pointing at where the gun points. So Commander cannot just steer to other direction, but he will be basically seeing same as a gunner sees all the time. And that is not a good thing. So if you want to be looking at elsewhere, you have to be either using your vision blocks. That can be little hard to use, or better, on a CV9013 you can go out of the hats and use these. But as well, you can close the hats and open it to umbrella position. This will offer some protection, and wearing your helmet and staying low, you should be quite well protected here. Of course, it's a smart idea to go down and close the hats if the firing starts, so you won't get hurt. Now, if it comes to be that you see the target, how you can designate the target to the gunner? The one and most easiest way is to simply to tell a gunner that it's gun right, it's gun left, or something like that. If let's say I see there target, I can hold the shift and the arrow keys. Let's tap left, and one more. This tells gunner to be scanning to the left, and gunner is more likely to find the target for you and to engage it. I can do same for the front or the right. One arrow shift plus arrow key to the right. One makes 45 degrees and another makes it 90 degrees. And gunner will be staying there for quite a while, like almost 30 seconds, almost a minute, something that I counted about. But this is not so precise way, and it can take gunner a while to find the target. So the best way to do it would be to actually use your take control of the turret and to designate to point the target to exact location of the where you have seen the enemy unit. So you can do this by overriding the turret, and to override turret you have to use the Palmswich key. That is, if you wonder what the Palmswich means, it means that whenever you bring your hand to joystick, your hand will touch the Palmswich key. That tells basically the joystick becomes active at that moment, and you will have the control of the turret after that. But we don't have that kind of things on our gaming joystick, so we have to use the simple keyboard key for that, like a P key on the keyboard, hard P, or alternative, let's see it here, ALT+C, and you get to see the controls. And Palmswich, by default P key, and default is actually joystick button 3. I have changed it to be joystick button 1. But this is how you find it if you are having troubles. And the middle mouse should, I guess it works, but to me it doesn't really work. Oh, actually it works. Yeah, it works just nice. Yeah. Given that you are in the commander position, then the middle mouse works as well. So just hold the scroll and use the mouse, and you can use. Notice that you will not have this crosshair or this override thing when you have the realism set high. This only upper when the realism is set low. So to designate like this, what you want to do is that, let's see that I see target there at the houses. I will press my Palmswich key and move the turret until it moves there. And here you can very nicely see at where the actual where the gun is pointing at. So it's a little bit offset from that wire cutter. This is good for training, because I use lots of this wire cutter as a marking, but it's little bit offset. So if you use the low realism setting at the start, that's a good thing. You can do it, and it gives you quite true indication where that is. Now, once gunner yells identified, you will stop overriding the turret, and as well, whenever you are going to override, it would be a very good idea for you to say alert the gunner that you are going to do something. Like usually on English you are going to say gunner, or even the gunner designate. That means that you are designating target. Gunner designate target. There's the gunner that he releases the hands free from the control handle, that he is not fighting back this awkward movement that is happening. And that actually, I think he is in some ways he is able to do so. And when you release awkwardly, it can do something like his side can bounce to the other side or the other side. So it's a good idea to learn to control that. But there is no such problem with the AI gunner. AI gunner knows to release the grip right away. So what we want to happen when we override? We see the target there. Let's say that it's busy. We will say alert the gunner. Gunner. We will tell what kind of round we want him to use, so he knows to switch it right away, like a heat round, and we will tell the target that he is having to use. Like if there is multiple targets, different kinds, he knows what kind of type of target he has to pick from there, and it eliminates away from many possibilities. Usually, APCR rounds are used almost anything that has any kind of armor, be that how milled armor there is, like a BMP2 with basically no armor there, and MPLD or the PTR-80, those use Sabot rounds against those as well. And fragmentation round heat, basically against trucks or very soft targets. Sometimes on far distance against troops. On close distance, it would be a good idea to use coax against troops. But honestly, I'm not sure why. Just that's how it's good here. I prefer to use the fragmentation rounds, but on this tutorial I use the coax, and I guess there is some kind of reasons in the real life too. Yeah, I guess the reason is that fragmentation rounds at the close range there is a danger to those units that are close, so coax is less dangerous. Yeah, I think that is pretty much all. So let's go in the mission and see how we do. To start the mission, just hold the shift and then 1. And that will trigger the first trigger that will start the mission. Or alternatively, go to top left menu and choose triggers and start the trigger 1. Okay, where is the first target? Can you find it? Right there at the front. Gunner fire Gunner Sabot PC. Oh, it's still alive.
On the way. the way.
Yeah. See what else there is. Hey, I think there is something right there. Can you see that?
Identified. Fire.
Fire, fire Sabot.
On the way. On the way.
Green gates.
On the way.
Green gates.
On the way. Identified.
That has to be dead already. Yeah, it's dead. Gunner Sabot PC.
Identified. Fire.
Fire.
On the way. On the way.
For some reason, these targets that are docking positions are very hard for the AI gunner.
On the way. On the way. Identified.
I'm going to wait this. Yeah. Other way that we can use to designate targets is as well to simply to use these vision blocks here. We can see fairly much, and we get the reticle with pressing R. Gunner heat truck.
Fire. On the way. On the way.
Target. And let's use the vision block again. If you wonder how I did this switch, I hold the Alt and F4, but I have this as well bind on the joystick. And as you can see, I see much wider field than the gunner, and that target I didn't see at all. Okay, gunner Sabot PC.
On the way. On the way. On the way.
That did the trick. And Alt F4. Secondary key binding.
Truck.
Where does he see that truck? Right there.
On the way.
Fire, fire, heat.
Fire. On the way.
And he's not over because it's set to heat. For some reason he's not hitting. Okay, target, finally. And let's try to arrow keys if we get chance to. At some point I think there will be coming troops as well here. But really to use the arrow keys. Okay, there is goose.
PC. Fire. PC. Fire.
Fire, fire, Sabot.
On the way. On the way.
Target.
On the way.
Target, ceasefire. And we can as well observe the shooting with the binoculars. That is good idea.
On the way.
So we can tell if he is shooting over or shooting low. Target. Target. Ceasefire. Let's stay sharp. Contact troops.
Identified.
Fire, fire, frag.
On the way.
Fire, coax. Yeah, and that's it. He did the troops quite well. Wonder if there is more targets coming. Switch to Sabot rounds. Gunner heat truck.
On the way.
Fire. Target. Good shot.
TC. Fire.
Fire, fire, Sabot.
On the way.
Sometimes, as you can see, sometimes gunner spots target first, but often, very often, I can see the target first because I have so much wider field. Compare this
On the way.
to this. You see the difference. This
On the way.
versus that. Or
On the way.
this one. This is more safer,
On the way.
especially if you have your hats closed.
On the way.
This is a good way to observation as well. You can keep up
On the way.
the looking all these sides while sharing, and with the
On the way.
if you just switch a side, you can observe how is he hitting, and meanwhile, when he is engaging, you can look around, or simply use the vision blocks. Okay, are the sides okay? Everything okay here? Everything seems nice. So yeah, that is basically it again.
Identified.
Fire, fire,
On
Sabot.
the way. On the way.
That is going to be hard to kill. It's on the attacking positions.
On the way.
Vehicle and well,
On the way.
good thing is that it has very low armor. It's these anti-aircraft vehicles
On the way.
with many machine guns. But let's keep looking around so our gunner can deal with it. Maybe we can spot the next target before that. That's it. Mission complete. Hopefully this is useful video to you, and good luck for your missions.